royalty or something. But it was terrifying because I just couldn't do anything on my own, and we're I'm precariously perched next to this swimming pool, and I was like, if I fell in that pool, I can do anything. So it was kind of a relief to get the tail off, but it looked so cool. Thanks for bringing that up. That was fun. Okay, this way. I'm getting it now.
I was wondering how your character differed from what you thought it would be like when you read the script at first.
How my character differed from, you mean from the very beginning?
For you.
Trying to think. Well, I have to say, I was surprised, I guess. I'm trying to remember what I knew at the beginning. I didn't realize how incredibly powerful she would be. She took a licking and kept on ticking. And her dress always looked great, and her hair always looked great. Can you agree about that? I joked about that in that, the second to last episode where I got attacked by demons and angels and witches, and Lucifer got me with a spear, and then, Chuck is like, why are you so angry? When I was watching that, I was like, my hair still looks fantastic. I have a hole in my abdomen. I've got blood, I've got chemical burns, but my hair, awesome. So that was surprising. I was surprised and glad at the end that, and I love this about this show, that even with this character who could probably destroy the world and who has all these amazing powers and has killed a bunch of people, it really did just come down to this very simple thing of wanting to have this connection with the person or being in her life who is more important than anybody else. And that, I think, is what a lot of us connect to on that show, that no matter what else is happening, and it's so fun and it's so crazy, but those relationships are so simple and so pure and so strong. So that was sort of surprising to me, that it all came down to that simple connection at the end.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, you're good to say. For last time, I actually didn't recognize you because your hair color was different, but you do look good.
Thanks.
So my question is, so I know earlier, a few episodes before the finale, we had a little scene with Lucifer and God Chuck having a little intervention here, and after what you did to Lucifer, I'm just wondering that since he's back next season, how do you think an intervention between Amara and Lucifer would go? Because I think it'd be hilarious.
Oh boy. I think it'd be great. I think we all want to see that, right? I'm like, come on, write me back in. How would that, well, first of all, I guess it depends on which Lucifer we're talking about, because Lucifer's been in so many vessels. I think there's the potential for them to get along, because I like to think that Chuck and Amara are pretty good now. But it's a family, and families are always, there's always something. They say oh, I'm sorry, oh, I forgive you. Okay, cool. Hey, remember that thing you did 5 minutes ago? Yeah, still pissed. And this particular family has been through a lot together, so I think it'd be interesting. That's all I can say. I feel like there's probably still some drama to sort through. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so I am blonde. Really? And it's because of a project that I did this summer. There was a play that I did in LA where I had to go blonde. So it wasn't like I was I can't be dark at all anymore. I need to have light hair. FYI. Oh.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I just want to say you look beautiful as blonde.
Thanks.
Yes, and you're very gorgeous. So I just wanted to know what your favorite part about playing the darkness was.
Ooh. Oh man. It's so simple, but I've never gotten to play anybody with superpowers before. So I have to admit, it is really, really cool to like when you're shooting a scene, just like stick your finger out and you're not doing anything, and then to watch it and see like all this crazy stuff happen, see like stuff fall from the sky and fountains spurting blood and people dying, and I mean I felt kind of bad about it, but there have been a few times in my real life when, not that I want to kill anybody, but if I could just like give them a little backache or something, that'd be handy. So that was really fun. I mean, that appealed to like the 5-year-old me who always used to pretend to have magical powers. It was pretty awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, what was it like first meeting Jared and Jensen?
First meeting Jared and Jensen. I met Jensen first because he was directing, we shot out of order. And so we shot the episode that he directed first. And I was in that one just in the mirror with Tiny Amara. One of the Tiny Amaras. It was completely wonderful. I mean, that sounds so generic and lame, but truly, like this, the show has been going for so long, and you go into a community that, everybody knows each other, and they've all worked together, and they know how they work, and sometimes, like, you step into that, and you just kind of have to fall in line with what they've already set up, and which is fine. But, you kind of feel like, okay, I got to keep up with this, I got to keep up with this. And walking into this show, it just felt like it was this huge embrace. And Jensen and Jared really set the tone by making everybody feel so welcome, by being completely engaged, completely interested, and excited. I mean, because for them too, since they've been playing these characters for so long, they get excited when they have a big new challenge, and this character definitely gave that to them. So it was fantastic. All of the nice, happy things you think are entirely true. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. I was wondering what the auditioning process was like.
The audition process. I got a few scenes that were fake scenes, which is also weird because you go in, a lot of the times you audition for a show that you know, and you have all these character names that are people that you don't know, and you're like, this is a totally fake scene, and then you're trying to figure out what it is that they want to see in that, since you have nothing to connect it to. So I just had to look at it without thinking much about the show, I guess, because it was fake characters, and I knew a little bit about, how all-powerful this character was, but not really. So I had these scenes. I went in I went on tape for the casting director first, and then I had an audition with several of the producers, who, I guess maybe there were like 8 or 9 people in the room. This is the other thing, you go into these sometimes and, you're nervous and you want to get the job, and so like there's this room of people and you have no idea like who's in there. You walk out and you're like, who did I just meet? But they were all really nice. It was very simple. I mean, it was a very subdued audition considering like all the stuff that this character had to do, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
I just want to say my husband is out in the audience. He has the biggest crush on you.
Hi, husband. Wait, am I being set up? No. Hi, husband.
Thanks,
I'm not flirting.
I just want to ask you, we know that Jared and Jensen are known for their pranks. Did they play any pranks on you?
They didn't really. I think they were afraid of me. I'm so intimidating. No, I have, and probably by saying this now I'm going to set myself up for something, but I have yet to be part of a big prank. That's such a disappointing answer. I'm sorry. I feel like I should make something up, but no.
Hi, Emily. I'm Wendy. Welcome to Chicago.
Hey, what do you have there?
I have my staff because I've had a stroke and I don't want to fall down.
Awesome.
Okay. My question is what is your favorite stunt?
My favorite stunt?
Yes.
I guess, again, it would be the second to last episode where I was getting attacked by lots of things because I was up in a harness, suspended with this harness that went under the dress, and then there were these 2 people on either side with ropes connected to the harness, and they were swinging them so that I would, get moved about. And it was really fun. And then every once in a while, somebody would shout like that I was being hit by whatever, the demons or the angels or all the stuff that got added in after. And it was just fun and kind of felt like the circus, so I like that one.
I find the women tend to do a lot of wire work on the show.
Say that again, please?
The women tend to do a lot of flying on the show.
I guess so, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Amara went through several stages as she progressed from being an infant to the full-on darkness. How much time did each of the actresses who may have played as Amara spend with one another, if you spent much time at all, or how much time did you spend studying the styles or the mannerisms of one another?
We didn't get to, really. I love that question because that's something that's so interesting. I think when you're a character who, I mean, for me, since I was at the end of it was great because I got to watch the other girls who had done it. But I think partly because of the speed at which television moves when you're shooting it, and also because the show shoots in Vancouver, and I live in Los Angeles, a couple of them lived in Vancouver. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with each other. I got to spend some time with Grayson because we were in an episode together. I don't remember if I even got to meet the other two. It feels so long ago. It wasn't that long. But for me, it was awesome because they did let me read the scripts and watch stuff from the episodes with the younger versions of me. And I tried to take that into some consideration. But it would be interesting to go back now, I guess, and to see like what... And it's also weird because you don't necessarily know what the character's going to become. So we took, I guess, what little kernels we could and tried to run with it. But mostly we relied on having similar fashion sense and all wearing a black dress and having long brown hair and hoping that we would seem similar now. Thanks.
Oh my god, hi!
Hi!
Okay, so I wanted to know, is there going to be like another musical episode? Will you attend with Chuck?
Oh my god, one of my dreams, because I have a lot of dreams, is now that Chuck and Amara have made up, that they just like form this traveling band. Kind of like the Partridge Family, but maybe like Loud and Swain. And they just sort of pop up in the background of different episodes. Like you might not even notice them, but you know, Sam and Dean like are in a mall or something, and there's a band playing like in the food court. I'm like, those guys sound kind of familiar. Because then also, like, you continue to have so much drama with, like, problems with the band. I think that'd be really fun. If there were another musical episode, I would love to be a part of it. I started theater in musicals and love singing with these guys. I'm going to sing with them tonight. Are you guys going to be here? So I hope that happens. Do you have a song you'd like to hear?
Not sure, but y'all going to be like a supernatural Where's Waldo, basically?
Yeah, sure.
I love that so much. Just suggest that, add that, we need that.
All right, you guys suggested too, and I'd be so interested to hear like what would be the ultimate Chuck and Amara duet. Possibilities are endless.
Hi, I was actually just about to ask that question.
Oh.
Backup question. What was your first impression of like Rob Benedict?
What was what?
Your first impression on Rob Benedict?
My first impression of Rob Benedict. Well, when I watched, I saw what he did on the show before I got to meet him, and my first thought was like, why is Amara so angry? Like she really didn't have a sense of humor being locked up in, being locked up in some cage for millennia. Go figure. It was really funny to me that they were siblings because they seem so different. I love Rob. I love what he brought to, from the beginning, what he's brought to the show. And I loved the idea that, I totally saw how, oh yeah, that guy could be God, and maybe he did this to his sister, and he just didn't think much of it. You know, he had no idea that he was causing the problems he was. And when I found out, that he was definitely God, I got really excited. And then I was kind of hoping that even though I'd just been like very angry and fire and brimstone all season, that like when we finally met, it would just be like, "You're so stupid. No, you're so stupid. No, I know you are. But what am I?" It wasn't quite that. It was a little more dramatic. But I didn't get to work with them until like the very end, and I wish there had been more of that. And that's why I am very interested to know like what happens to those guys now that they've reconciled, and hopefully there will be some hint of that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So I was wondering, how did you get into acting?
How did I get into acting? What a great question. Thank you. I got into acting kind of in opposition to my big brother, I guess, because I do have a brother in real life, and we get competitive sometimes. But my older brother was always like super athlete, very like outspoken and charismatic and charming, and I was like, well, I can't do that because he's doing that. So I just became like very studious and like super academic girl. But then I loved singing, and my mom put me in the church choir, and I guess it was like those little like children's Christmas cantatas that were the first. I remember one of them, I was a package. I was wrapped up as a Christmas present. And of course I played a tree before, I was a caterpillar. But it was really through music that I got into performing, and there was something, and it still feels this way. I still feel like I can be like so shy in real life, and I'm often very loud to compensate for that. But there's something about like getting into a character that lets me reveal more of who I actually am and learn more about me through these other characters, and then get to play in this world that these other people have created. It just feels really good, and so I kept doing it, even though I didn't think I wanted to pursue a career in it. I was a Middle Eastern Studies Foreign Affairs major in college, and thought I would go into the Foreign Service. So I always say I could combine the two now, and I could just be a spy, or maybe I am. My whole thing has been to infiltrate supernatural and spy on the Canadians, because they're so threatening. Man, that would be a boring series. So that's how.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My question is, so like really early on, there was like maybe one or so prank episodes. What would your thoughts be if there was another one where like Sam and Yida are trying to go around, they're hunting something, and then they think it's Castiel, but it turns out that it's actually just Chuck and Amara bonding, pulling all the pranks.
Wait, say that again?
Alright, so there was an episode or so, like season 1 or 2, where Sam and Dean pranked each other.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then what if there was one where like that was happening, they thought it was an actual monster, they think it's Castiel, and then it turns out it's actually just Amara and Chuck bonding together.
Yeah. I mean, that could definitely happen, because you've got these two, like, ultimately goobers with so much power. I mean, we're God in the darkness. Of course we're going to cause trouble without meaning to. I think that would be amazing. Are you asking me, like, what the specific pranks would be?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Maybe it would be something that's like the positive side of, I'm going to go all biblical now. Like, you know how there were plagues in Egypt, like back with that guy Moses? Maybe it would be like some positive version of the plague. So like instead of like frogs falling from the sky, it would be like cotton candy falling from the sky. And instead of like the angel of death coming, it would be like Dean coming to kiss all of you goodnight. Possibilities are endless. Hi.
First off, I'd say if you and Chuck do a band, call it the Almighties. That would work.
Dig it. Dig it.
My question is, your character clearly has an affinity and a caring for Dean and Sam, especially Dean. And Death is not exactly happy with them because, well, they killed him. When he comes comes back, how do you think that would work with Amara I'm thinking she might protect them versus Death, who also said he would reap God. So,
Death who also says what?
He would reap God eventually. He'd have to come.
Right,
God.
yeah.
So he basically put his level of power on you guys. How do you think that kind of interaction with all three of you guys would work?
Well, I mean, I think we can take Amara at her word when she said from the very beginning to Dean, "I'm bound to you," and I don't really know why. I don't think she ever figured out exactly why. I think part of the reason why, as most of you know, is that he's just really cute. And when someone's that cute, you're going to fight really hard to protect him. But I think that we can hold her to that. I think that no matter what might come up in the future, she's still going to watch out for him. I mean, she felt that from the beginning, and then add to that he reunited her with this other person. I can't say person, it's God, this other being, who she really desperately wanted to have a connection with again. So, I think it's always interesting with these characters who are kind of at the top of the heavenly hell food chain to see who does have the most power. Because they all, at certain moments, are the most powerful, and it sort of depends on the circumstances you put them into. So if we can take Death at his word that he's going to keep trying to reap them, and we can take her at her word that she's going to keep trying to protect them, I think we all just have to wait to see how it goes down. Who knows? Sorry?
I smell a series finale.
Never a series finale. Hi.
I love you. Where do you think Amara's dresses come from?
Oh man, those dresses. I mean, first of all, the dress is super comfortable. So that was nice, because when you're only going to wear one thing the whole season. However, if I had known at the beginning that I was going to have to do as many stunt type things, I think I would have asked for something that was a little more protective here. Because you don't know how many times, and Moira, who helped me with was kind of like my wardrobe amazing queen,